Hi everyone! Today I want to share with you my projects that I created for Lilibeth, and she is Lilibeth Sarmiento, and I will put the link to her Facebook page in the description box below because I know she's more active there. I think she has a YouTube account as well, but she doesn't do any videos, so I will put the link to her Facebook page in the description box below so you can check her out and show her some love. And I created, or we decided to swap 3 items, a card, a candy drawer and a configuration box. So that's what I did, and I really hope you like everything I created for you, Lilibeth. So I will adjust my camera and I will show you the projects one by one, and then I'll be right back. Here's the card that I created for Lilibeth, and she told me that she loves the pastel color, so that's what I tried to do for her. And Lilibeth also asked me to use a magnolia stamp on my card for her, so I used Tilda with hearts, and it's one of my favorite images from Magnolia. And I used the French Country Stack by Die Cuts with a View because I love the soft colors, and it's the first time that I used it, so I thought it was about time because it's an older paper line. And this is the inside of the easel card, and the card measures 5 by 5 inches. And I use my Spellbinders die, and I have some lace here from Annie with Miss Garden Grove 1. Thank you so much, Annie. And this aqua colored lace is also from Annie. And I have a crochet flower that I made and a Wild Orchid Crafts rose in the center. And here I have a handmade rose on top of another flower. And I used a doily here, and I adhered it to some paper from the collection, and then I cut around the doily. And I used my Spellbinders die, the scallop circle, to create this. It's not really a photo mat, but you know what I mean. And this is the Tilda image, and I colored her with my Prismacolor pencils and some odorless spirit. And I used my Wink of Stella brush on the hearts, but I'm not sure if the camera is picking that up. And here I have my cluster of flowers, and I went over the flowers with some gesso mixed with sand as well as some stardust stickles. And I have a bead spray here and another one here, and I created these myself. And here I have a cherry blossom and some more roses, and I absolutely love this tea rose, and they're all from Wild Orchid Crafts. And here's some more of the beautiful lace from Annie. Thank you so much, Annie. And here's my other cluster of flowers, a beautiful big trellis rose and a cottage rose. And this is a baby's breath flower. And here's another one, and all the flowers are from Wild Orchid Crafts. So that's my card, and I'm sorry, I also adhered some pearls in the corners. Oh, you cannot see the other corner. I'm sorry. So here I have some more pearls, and I'm going to write my message here. So this is the card for Lilibeth, and I hope you like it. And the next thing that I created is this candy drawer. We decided to swap a card, a candy drawer and a configuration box. And for this I was totally inspired by Sabrina, and she is Sabrina Ann here on YouTube, and she used to be Crafty Chica 87. So thank you so much for the inspiration, Sabrina. And I took a wooden box, and I will take all the embellishments out in a minute, but I will show you the outside first. No, let me show you the papers that I used first. I'm sorry, I'm a mess. I used 2 paper stacks, and they're from a Dutch company. So I used a few of these papers. Let me show you quickly. I absolutely love these paper stacks, and they come with the die cuts as well. And I whitewashed the papers. I went over them with some gesso, and I also used this one right here, and I used a few of the sheets as well to package my embellishments. We decided to include some homemade embellishments as well, and these come with the die cuts as well. So this is it's not really a drawer because I didn't adhere a drawer pull, but I have a wooden crate that I altered. I painted it with gesso first and then I adhered my papers. And this beautiful lace is from Lavish Laces, and the flatback pearl is from flatback pearl trim is from Lavish Laces as well. And I also adhered my papers. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah. Oh, I see some glue strings. I'm sorry. I will check it before I send it off to you, Lilibeth. So, and I adhere some flatback pearls as feet. And this is some trim from my stash. I had it in my stash for a few years, so I'm not sure where I got it. And this is the front side, and I used a paintbrush and I painted it with a folk art acrylic paint. And here's my cluster of flowers, and this is a flower that I created with the rosette trims from Lavish Laces, and I followed Gisella's tutorial on how to create these shabby rosettes or shabby flowers. And I have a Cosmo Daisy and some more beautiful flowers, and I hope you can see the stickles. So I will take out the embellishments and show them to you one by one. I altered some paper clips, I'm sorry for the glare. And I have some crochet hearts that I made, and I followed the tutorial by Tutu Amy. And I will put the link to her tutorial in the description box below. And I have another one here with a foam flower and a Cosmo Daisy. And I used the paper from one of the paper stacks that I just showed you. It's double-sided. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to take them out of the package. And here I have altered toilet paper roll. Excuse me. And this is some lace from Lavish Laces and some big flowers from Wild Orchid Crafts. And this paper is from the French Country stack by Die Cuts with a View. And this lace is also from Lavish Laces, as well as the flatback pearl trim. And I created some bows with some lace from my stash, and I adhered a small rose. And I have some flatback pearl trim as a handle, and I have some beautiful lace in the toilet paper roll. And this is a pillow box, and I used my We Are Memory Keepers pillow box punch to create this one. And I have another big flower and some crochet trim from my stash, and I created these heart bead sprays. And this is some lace from Lavish Laces. I absolutely love this bow trim. And inside, oops, I have an altered domino. So this is some lace from Lavish Laces as well, and I sprayed it with some hairspray about 3 times to make it more sturdy. And I adhered a flatback pearl from my stash, and this trim is also from Lavish Laces. And some flowers from Wild Orchid Crafts. And this image is from the Fairy Rhymes paper collection by Prima. And I have some flatback pearls along the side. And I used my Martha Stewart punch to create these wings. And this is what the back side looks like. It's a small rosette from Lavish Laces as well. And I have some seam binding here, so she can hang it if she wishes. And here I have the dress form die by Tim Holtz, and it's quite sturdy. It's 3 layers of cardstock and 2 layers of the pattern paper, so it's quite sturdy. And I have some eyelet lace or trim from my stash, and I put a stick pin here and a charm. And I have another pillow box, a pink one, and I pretty much did the same thing as for the blue one. And I have a homemade rose in the center, and I forgot to tell you that this one is also a homemade rose. And some more of the Lavish Laces trim, and this is the other altered domino. Oops, I'm sorry. With another image from the paper collection, and some more flowers and flatback pearl trim. So I hope you like them, Lilibeth, And here I have another dress form die by Tim Holtz, and I have some more lace from my stash, and I created a bow with some embroidery floss, and I have another stick pin and a charm. And I created some bottle cap charms. I'm sorry for the glare. And I have some crochet doilies. And I use this cute little bow trim from Lavish Laces. I absolutely love this trim. It's one of my new favorites. And some beads from my stash. And I also altered this clothespin with some more paper from the collection and a Cosmos daisy. And I also created some butterflies, and for these butterflies I was inspired by Annie, who is Miss Garden Grove 1, and she has a tutorial on how to create these butterflies, so I will put the link to her tutorial in the description box below. And the trims that I used to create these butterflies is also from Miss Garden Grove 1. Thank you so much, Annie. Oops, I'm sorry, it's a bright day, so I really have a hard time avoiding the glare. And another clothespin. And here I have some flowers that I created. And another clothespin. And some crochet doilies and flowers that I made. And here's a pink one. And here I have a gift bag, and I used the gift bag We Are Memory Keeper sponge board. And there are all kinds of crochet hearts and butterflies and doilies inside, but I don't want to take them all out, so I just used a paper doily, and I have a safety pin and some seam binding and a wooden spool and some charms, so you can easily take this off, Lilibeth, and use all the embellishments if you wish. And this is the inside of the crate. Some more paper from the collection. And I really had a lot of fun. This was my first candy drawer, and I'm definitely going to create some more. And I fill it up with handmade embellishments. I think it's a wonderful idea, so I absolutely love creating this one. And let me move some things out of the way to show you my configuration box. And here it is, and I will have to adjust my camera a little bit to give you an overview. I'm sorry, I hope I don't make you dizzy. So this is the configuration box, and it measures about 8 inches wide and 11 inches tall. And I will put the camera a little bit closer, and I will show you the paper collection that I used. First, it's an older paper line, and I absolutely love this paper line. It's by The Scrap Cake, The Bright Side of Life, and it's from, I believe, 2011. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there it is. And it's been in my hoard vault. I don't have a problem using papers, but this one is very special to me, and I don't think it's available anywhere anymore, but I absolutely love this paper collection. I used this on the back side of the configuration box because this was my least favorite sheet. And here's some pink paper with some chicken wire, and I love the fact that these papers are so distressed, and I didn't use this side. I only used the pink side, and this is the other sheet from the collection. I absolutely love these colors. And this is what the back side looks like, and I used a couple of these as well to cover the compartments of the box. And this is my favorite sheet of the paper collection. I absolutely love this. So I use this one as well, of course, and the back side is just a cream color with some distressing and some polka dots. So that's what I used. I adhered my papers down first, and I used this sheet on the back side, and I also covered the bottom, and then I painted the edges with gesso mixed with sand. And for the sides I used this paper. I absolutely love this design. And I adhered some flat back pearls as feet. And I created this charm. I adhered my key to the box. And I created this charm with some lace from my stash and a wooden spool and some beads. And I used the other side with the roses right here. So this is the front side. I'm going to try to show it to you as best as I can, with lots of flowers, and everything is covered with stickles. And let me see, the flowers are all from Wild Orchid Crafts or from Lavish Laces, but she also carries Wild Orchid Crafts flowers. So I have a wooden spool here, and I adhered a resin piece from my stash, and I wrapped around some more of the beautiful aqua lace from Annie. Thank you so much, Annie. And I have a pin here and some more flowers. And here is one of the bows again. I absolutely love this trim. And I adhered a very small butterfly in the center. And I created a bird's nest out of some Spanish moss, and I adhered this bird from my stash. And I have some more flowers, and here's a butterfly. I used my Martha Stewart punch to create this butterfly. And I adhered some small flat back pearl trim in the center. And this lace, on top here is from Lavish Laces as well. And the blue flat back pearl trim is from my stash. And this first compartment has a penny farthing and some flowers and a pearl. And to create this fence, I used my magnolia die. And it's this one right here. It's absolutely one of my favorites. And I love to use this on configuration boxes. And I have some more flowers, and this flower pot was gifted to me by Lenka. Thank you so much, Lenka. And I painted it with acrylic paint, and I have a flower on top. And behind here is another big trellis rose and an acrylic bauble, but it's kind of hard to show or to see. And here I have a charm from my stash, and I have an image from the paper collection. And here's a small shabby rosette from Lavish Laces, and some baby's breath flowers. And this small lace is also from Lavish Laces, as well as the flat back pearl trim. And here's a lily. And here I have a spoon, and it's a wooden spoon by Spare Parts, and this was gifted to me by Karen, who is JB Lady Scrapper 48. Thank you so much, Karen. And I adhered a flat back pearl and some trim. And I created a bow out of some seam binding, and I have another butterfly from Lavish Laces and a carnation flower. And behind here there's a big trellis rose, and here's a 25mm open rose. And I have my lantern here. I absolutely love to use these on configuration boxes. And I altered a clothespin, and I have some dies here, some more flowers. And here's a frame that I painted. It was silver. And I have some paper from the collection and some more flowers and a beautiful big trellis rose and a Tuscany rose and some baby's breath flowers. And here I used another piece of the fence and a butterfly, and there's a chess piece behind here and a big rose. And this is one of the excuse me, large wild rose buds. And I had this bucket in my stash for quite a while, and I have been waiting to use it on the perfect project. So because this is kind of garden themed, I thought it would be nice to use it on this configuration box. And this is like a watering can, and I also had it in my stash for quite a while, and I went over it with gesso mixed with sand. And here's a cameo that I created. I do have a mold, and I don't do it enough because I don't have very much time at the moment, but I'm going to try to create some more cameos. And this beautiful braided trim was gifted to me by my sweet friend Cindy. Thank you so much, Cindy. And I have some flat back pearl trim from my stash and some flowers right here. And this cute little flower pot was gifted to me by Rena. Thank you so much, Rena. She gifted me two packages with the larger size and the smaller size, and I used one of the smaller sizes, and I created my bouquet of flowers with some hip rosebuds from Lavish Laces as well as the leaves. And here I have the same magnolia image. It's the Tilda with hearts, and I colored her with my Prismacolor pencils, and I went over her with some gesso, and I used some stickles on her heart, or not on her hearts but on the hearts. I'm sorry, I'm a mess. So yeah, this is my configuration box for Lilibeth, and my candy drawer and my card, and I really had a lot of fun creating for you, and I hope you like everything I created for you, Lilibeth, and thanks again for inviting me to do this swap. I will have some pictures at the end of this video, and I want to thank you all so much for watching and for leaving me such wonderful and kind comments. They really mean a lot to me. I absolutely do not have the time to reply on them, and it makes me feel guilty, and I'm very sorry about that, but I do work 4 days a week, and I do have my design team projects that I have to create, and some swaps of course that I'm in. So I hope you know, and I hope you believe me when I say that the comments really mean a lot to me, and I read them all, and they always put a big smile on my face. So thank you all so much for all your support, and I hope you're all having a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!